On behalf of Zevy, my wife, myself, and the entire Halpern family, I'd truly like to say thank you all for coming to Zevy's Upshirnish, the day that we're going to cut his hair for the first time. And after 3 years of seeing how his beautiful blonde hair is growing, it's a little bit hard to think that it's all going to be cut off by tomorrow. But there is a well-known medrash that when God wanted to give the Torah to the Jewish people, when all the Jewish people were standing around Mount Sinai, waiting for God to come down on the mountain to give them the Torah, perhaps God had the second thought if he should give the Torah to the Jewish people or not. After knowing them for a little bit, from leaving Egypt until they arrived at the mountain, he learned very quickly who he's dealing with. So he said, I would like to make sure that before I give the Torah, that the Jewish people will actually fulfill what the Torah commands of us with the entire 613 commandments. And when the Jewish people start looking for a guarantor, they are going to offer the elderly and the rabbis and the scholars. And for God it was not good enough. He wanted more of a guarantor, something that will be more a secure guarantor, somebody you can rely on. They were going to offer the elderly, and it was also not good enough. Until the Jewish people offered as a guarantor for us that we're going to be keeping to the Torah and to the commandments that God is giving us, the future generation, the Jewish little children. And by us, as parents, educating our kids to grow in the path of Torah and the path of God, was the only thing that God agreed to receive as a guarantor and later to give us the Torah. And the Medrash relates to us a very well-known story with Abraham. That Abraham was 3 years old when he recognized and discovered that there is a God. Which is also today, Sunday, the first day that we're beginning to study the portion of Lech Lecha me'artzecha u'mimoladetecha u'mebeit avicha, when God is commanding Abraham that he shall leave his land, leave his place, leave his home, to a place that I will show you. And the commentaries explain that this week, the week that we read in the Torah, this coming Shabbat, the portion of Lech Lecha, is the happiest week of the year. The reason why it's the happiest week of the year is because when we began the Torah 2 weeks ago with Parshat Bereshit, we have a beautiful beginning with the creation of the world, and very quickly for Adam and Eve not following the direction of God, which gives us a little bit of a sad story to the beautiful story of the creation, and ends with the birth of Noah. And in this week's Torah portion we have also some bitterness and some sweetness. We have Noah. The Noah is the meaning of the word Noah, which is the one that was giving comfort to God, comforting God that there is still hope with the human beings down here in this world. And because of that, God chose not to destroy the entire world. He will just destroy the evil that exists within this world. And that's why he brought the flood for 40 days and 40 nights, and many commentaries with regarding the meaning behind this. And then it continues and it finishes also a little bit of a sad story with the Tower of Babel, when they were trying to reach to God, to fight God, according to some of the commentaries. This week's Torah portion, though, is the portion of Abraham that every single day of the week, if you take the portion and divide it to the 7 aliyot, the 7 people that come up to the Torah, and divide it to the 7 days of the week, each day studying one part of the portion of the Torah that represent the day. Every single day we live with the first Jew, Abraham. And one of the reasons why we start the education to our children when they reach to the age of 3 is because when Abraham recognized that there is a God and discovered there is a God, and from there on became the father of the Jewish people, the formal Jewish education to a child begins when he celebrates his third birthday. Today, for Zevy, we're celebrating the third birthday and the Upshirnish, and there are many customs relate to the Upshirnish, to the day that we cut his hair for the first time. It's not just that we're cutting his hair and we're inviting friends and we give presents. It's what we teach the child. Exactly like when a tree, as it says in the Torah, Ki Adam Eitz Asada, the human being is compared to a tree. And exactly like to a tree, according to the Torah, you're not supposed to eat from the tree for the first 3 years, which is called Ola, and only after that you can start dealing with the tree. The same applies to a little child. The same that the tree grows, and we hope that it's going to have strong roots. The same we want to a child, that it starts very small, as a little baby, and it grows on to be like a little tree that with the years, it grows on, and we want that the roots and the tradition that comes with being a Jewish boy continues throughout his life. And for that, the first haircut that we do, also we don't touch the child's hair as resemblance of the tree, and we leave the peyot on both sides of the face, on the right side and on the left side, which is one of the signs of a Jewish boy. And for a girl, when she reaches 3 years old, she begins to light Friday night Chabad candles with her mom. And this is the beginning of the education that we give to a child when they reach to 3. So for that, I would like to honor and to call upon Zevy's mom, that spent so many hours, endless hours, and so many hours at night, nurturing to Zevy for so many, with so many patience, with so much care, to be the first one to start with the cutting of the hair. Right after, Zevy will give us a small word.
Small word. Few words. Small word. Word. Word to your congregation. Every little bit. One in Mendy's, eh? Yeah, just cut just an unbelievably small amount. Because there's so much to cut in this.
As we're starting the haircut, right before we're going to put again the yarmulke, the kippah. Everybody can hear me in the back?
Yes.
And also Zevy is actually wearing tzitzit and going to make the blessing soon. I would like to call upon Zevy's grandfather, my father-in-law, to read for us the letter that the Rebbe of blessed memory will send out to families when they have a celebration like this of a 3-year-old birthday, and then it will be translated to English. I will ask my father-in-law to read it also on behalf of my father, that his name is Abraham, and he is right now in Israel, and actually his birthday is tonight as well.
Baruch Hashem, Brooklyn, Shalom Uvrocha. B'mayna al hoido oides yom ha'yiledes ha'shlishi shel b'nom sheyichya. Hinei mutak l'kamon chelik v'michtav k'fei kiddushas meir v'chomi yadmur. Chreinu tzadik v'kodesh l'chaya he'lam abon. Ha'pgam zaya b'negei l'minig Yisrael v'zevi. Yirotzin ha'Hashem yizborach sheyigadle b'yachad v'zivot l'tichya. עם כל ילדיהם שיחיה, תתדע בחופת מעשים טבע מתחת חובה, זה לשם נקבי קידוש עצמי רבחם ידמור, בדמר יציזס הסריס אופשרניש, ודוב הגודל במנהג ישראל, ויקריהו בהתין, והחינוך לאשר את פייס הריש, ומן הגזיזה ונוחס הפייס של הריש, נוגע להדר להגר וסטיניק, ומציע את הרשקוטני, בגת השחר, בגת המוזן, כביש משלמיתה ושם יבורך, יבעזרם, שיגדלו לתדע בחופת למעשים טבע מתחת פנסה, ברחובה, ונוחדס וגש מסברוכת, ובנוחו, כסים מסייב קוטי תנום לב.